Wolf of Dubai.
Though we had Christmas this week, we had a lot of interesting Tesla news. So happy Sunday and welcome to the last episode of the decade for Tesla Sundays. And we should have some virtual confetti right here, right now. Yeah. So we have a couple of interesting topics to talk about this Sunday. And we will start with the Gigafactory loan. Then we will move on to the Tesla China delivery. The first cars in China will be delivered. And the Taipei Auto Show that for the very first time Tesla is participating. We will talk about, obviously, about the Tesla stock this week that seems to be unstoppable right now. And we also will talk about the New Year's Eve delivery event, which is something very brand new for Tesla. And also for the last topic, we will talk about the Cybertruck Russian replica. So let's roll. So Tesla just announced that they got another loan for their Gigafactory in Shanghai. This means that they got a triple that amount that they already received, and they will refund the old one that expires on March 2020. Now, why are they taking this loan and what they want to do with it? Apparently, the sources confirmed that actually they will pay back their old loan, which was the old loan was 3.5 yuan, and the new loan is 10 billion yuan, which is actually almost triple the amount and is about $1.4 billion. So if you want to have more news about this topic, go on my channel and see this video because I made a very detailed video about that. Funny thing though is that short sellers of Tesla said that they will never get these conditions on a loan again, and here we are a couple of months later that they got the same benchmark loan that only very good Chinese companies get or Chinese clients of banks get. So Tesla seems to be really pioneering there in China. So tomorrow on the 30th of December, it's the day where the first Tesla Model 3 that was produced in China will be delivered to the first 15 owners. It's a very special day because, you know, after they get the approval to produce cars and to sell cars, they are actually having now the opportunity to deliver the cars. And as you might know, Tesla produces cars on inventory in batches to make it as cheap as possible for them, and then delivers it as per orders to the different owners. And there was a couple of videos out there that show that they made already really lots and lots of Model 3s on inventory, and seems that they on Monday, tomorrow, they will start to deliver to the 15 first customers, which are apparently 15 Tesla employees. And after they produced the Model 3s on inventory, they get paid and the money flows from inventory to sales and revenue on the Tesla balance sheet. This is very important information. So that's why always Tesla tries to deliver as many as possible cars. We will talk about another point in this video as well. There is a very important auto trade show in Taiwan, and this is the Taipei Auto Show that Tesla for the very first time actually exhibit. So this is something new because we don't see this very often, that Tesla goes and make this step, but apparently it's important for them. Even maybe it has something to do with the China factory also, that they in the near future want to deliver also cars to Taiwan because it's quite easy logistics to Taiwan. And I believe that this is the right step as well to introduce the Model 3 to the market. They also want to extend the supercharger network from 14 to about about 30 next year. So all in all, very good news also that Tesla is expanding in these countries, and also very important that they already started sales and sold more than 2,500 cars to Taiwan since August of this year. So it seems to be a growing market as well, and that's why it's definitely positive news that they are showing up on this important trade shows in Taiwan. So if we are talking about Tesla stock seems to have no roof in the next couple of days and weeks, because the stock is just gaining and gaining and gaining. If you follow this channel, and if you're not, make sure to subscribe. But if you follow this channel, then you should know that it's important that since the Q3 earnings publishment, the stock don't have any, let's say, big downturns, and it's in an uptrend right now. So we started the week, even though it's a Christmas time, about 20th of December, and until today we are 5% in the positive field, and we closed the market on Friday with $430 per share, which is not an all-time high, but it's definitely one of the highest stock prices that we ever have seen for the stock, which is very positive as an investor like me, or maybe you if you listened here. Since the summer, I'm putting out very much about Tesla on this channel, so make sure to also thumb up if you like these videos. And I want to talk about also, when we are here at this Tesla stock, about something that the community seems to discussing. And you know that Tesla stock is actually one of the most shortest on the market. About 20% of the stock is sold on the market. This means that you know, many people are investors betting against the success of Tesla. And the question is, if really the short sellers are getting less and buying back stocks, that gives the price a hype, or it's really investors coming in. And I have read about in Reddit, and Nasdaq publishing some data every now and then, and we can see that in the last couple of months, in November and until mid of December, the stock short sellers went radically down from, I think, almost 40 million shares to about 18 million shares that are sold short. And on the other side, you also see that actually there are much more gain than it should be when the short sellers buying back the stock. So it's definitely a mixture of both. I think there's some short sellers that are saying, hey, we go out of this deal because it's just getting too dangerous for us. And on the other side, I think there's still opportunity of new investors that are going inside the stock. For example, this graphic here that I found on Twitter, you can see that there's much more buying power than getting less short sellers on the market. So that seems to be really more investors buying into Tesla, and that means, in conclusion, that maybe we see, even with a Q4, with a positive Q4, we can see never seen before stock prices on Tesla, if you know, much more short sellers will really start to get their Tesla stocks, to make sure to not, you know, have unlimited losses when the stock goes to $500, $600 in the first quarter of 2020. So Tesla introduced something and sent out invitation to a New Year's Eve delivery event. This means that you can actually go to the Gigafactory in Nevada, I believe, and pick up your car, which is built, for example, on the 29th, and then you can pick it up on the 31st with a whole Tesla event around it. I believe there's maybe two possibilities because why Tesla is doing that. First, obviously they want to deliver, as we said, much more cars as possible, and they targeted 360 cars this year, so they want to keep this as easy as possible and then even beat the this number, obviously. And on the other side, I think there is short of resources to deliver the cars to the customers, and that's why I believe that, you know, they make this whole event where they say, hey, we will have a good time, you will receive your car, you know, you will have a New Year's Eve event, and so on and so forth. So I believe this is quite interesting, and on the other side, it's quite smart if really they pushing out Model 3s as much as they can, and then having the consumer come to them to pick up the car, and then, you know, the amount that the client paid goes from on the balance sheet of Tesla from inventory to revenues, and this is obviously positive. And last but not least, we know there's a hype about the Tesla Cybertruck. Now there's a Russian YouTuber that apparently spent about 80,000 Russian rubles to create a replica, which is actually an old Russian car, and then they put the body of a fake Cybertruck, which is quite interesting and fun, and therefore they spent this 80,000 rubles, which is about $1,300, and it went all over YouTube, and it was quite funny because you know, who thought about that, you know, the Russians will build the Tesla Cybertruck copy in Russian version. Very funny. So on the other side, they are trying now to sell the car for a good profit, and they asking for $10,700. So if you have some spare dollars, maybe it's something for you to drive the very first replica Tesla Cybertruck.